Okay, y'all. So the charts that I have up today, I know one of the main things that I do right before the market opens when I get up in the morning is check to see what the daily news is. If y'all are not in the habit of checking to see what the news is for the day, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure because we need to know um, what's going on in the market. So what I use is, I'll bring it over so y'all can see that as well. Um, I use my Forex factory, and if you look here in this area for Monday, which is June 12th on tomorrow, we have a lot of yellow folders here and orange folders, but sorry, the yellow and orange folders, but I pay special attention to the red folders and the orange. So right now I don't see anything. I may want to keep a watch. Um, Usually here it has a time, just like does down here below. But there's nothing really significant to watch out for other than usually I don't trade after 1 p.m. So my hours of trading are between 7 and noon. So if any of y'all trade throughout the day or here and there, you may want to keep this calendar up for your reference so you know what's going on in the market, because sometimes it causes spikes and the market movement meant to become volatile when it typically isn't, depending on the pairs or the indices or whatever currencies you trade. So just be mindful of that. Looking at that tomorrow, for tomorrow, and then I'll go over to my charts. The pairs that I have listed here on the side are typically the pairs that I look at to trade. Sometimes I'll go outside of that range, but I always start on the 4 hour. I have the DXY, which sometimes some call it the Dixie or whatever. I have that chart open just to compare it to the dollar, because depending on what um, the Dixie's doing, I kind of use it for confluence on the dollar and a couple others. Gold is my baby. Let's take those drawings off and let's draw on together. So we closed off the weekend on Friday with the market kind of consolidating for that week. The last 5 candles for the week of last week kind of range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look at it that way. And it's kind of been in a range for the last couple weeks. So these are the days. Each candle represents a day. So I'm going to say consolidation and draw a level of support here and change it to a different color so we know what that is. I just like to keep this in mind. I typically just look at it to form my market bias for the day, and I stick with it. But I always just want a global view of the market, so I'll look at the daily, but I kind of form my actual analysis on the 4 hour. And looking at the 4 hour for gold, we see that there is a double bottom in this area here, and then it wicked out down here, went back up, and touched down again, which is a double bottom. So since it's ranging, what I want to do on the 4 hour is look for a break above the level of support here or resistance up here. I typically do have indicators that I use. I don't use a whole lot, but I like my EMAs and I like the structure. So when I do my EMA, I usually use the 50 or the 200 depending on the time frame. The higher the time frame, the higher the EMA I use. So if I drop down to like a 5 or a 1 minute, I'll typically switch over to the 50. But because I'm on the 4 hour, I'm on the 200 EMA, and I'm seeing that the trend is trending below that. So it appears to be a downtrend. When in doubt, zoom out. And we've been going down with a touch above here. So for gold, it's kind of like a sit and wait. I don't typically enter on those time frames, although if you drop down, you'll see where it was collecting orders, and there's consolidation here, arranging, however you want to word it, and then also here before the end of the last week. I did get a couple good trades that I'll go over with, and you know, we'll talk about it. It was mainly this big move here that I was able to get some pips off of, or points, however you want to classify it. But with gold, I think for the week, just having the week out just because of the range that it has right now, we're going to look for a break above support or resistance. Dropping down to GU, y'all. Y'all love GU, huh? So GU has also been doing some stuff. I saw this here. I don't know if y'all were looking at it last week, but that had me thinking that since it was trending below, see here where there is a head and shoulders type pattern on GU on the 4 hour. If you can't see it, I'm kind of trying to put it there for you. But being the market being what it is, it did not do anything regarding the head and shoulders, because that's definitely a head and shoulders if y'all know the pattern. But when I did see the break of structure above that right shoulder, then I knew that we were going to continue on an uptrend. So GU, I'm looking to go up. And since it broke above all those other levels, the next level point of interest is, for me, will probably be here. So the 26297 area, and then after that, I'll look up here. So we got a lot of room for movement on to the upside. And let's not forget this level of support here on the 4 hour. So currently, GU, I'm looking for an uptrend. If you drop down, I usually trade the 15 or the 30-minute time frame as far as entry level. Let me take these off on the 4 hour so I don't confuse anybody. But when you're analyzing the market, you want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence when it comes to, you know, trying to find out what works for you. And reset. Okay, so on the 15-minute, that area of resistance on the 4 hour that I marked up, that's a point of interest. We want to see how the market's going to react in this area. And then when you're dropping down, you're seeing that it went up, touched that area, bounced back down. It looks like it's going back up to retest. So if it goes back up to retest, it could rebound off of that and start into a downtrend. Because on the 5-minute, it kind of looks like it's consolidating in that area and not breaking any highs. So with GU, I'm going to continue with my uptrend bias until I see how the market reacts in this area. It is also trending above the 200 EMA. If I drop down and change my EMA to a 50, and remember, y'all, we all have different trading styles. It is still trading up on the lower time frame with the 50 EMA. So if I were y'all, I would keep the bias of it being an uptrend, but I would also be aware that there is a point of interest coming up as far as resistance levels that it could bounce off of and reverse. So that's my analysis for GU. GJ, same type of deal. 4 hours on the GJ. It is definitely in an uptrend. On the daily, it's an uptrend. My EMA is still showing uptrends. And do y'all ever use the Fibonacci? Because the Fibonacci is also a good source. So I want to do some live trading with y'all as I'm getting comfortable, because I'm not a pro at this. but I am experienced quite a bit in trading and being successful in trading. I have 3 prop firm accounts currently that I manage, and I have my own personal trading account as well. So I'm new, but I'm not too new. I would like to know the feedback that y'all have on it. Let's continue on the GU. As far as GU, like I said, we're looking for it to continue to be on an uptrend, because if we zoom in and look closer on the 4 hour, we saw where this area here was a double bottom. The market bounced off of this area, broke structure, continues to break structure, and continue up on the upside. When you're dropping down to the lower time frames, you can see some areas of consolidation or ranging, and then that's where they, are collecting orders and for it to continue. If we look for signs of reversals, sometimes I look a little lower, but seeing that it's on the 5-minute chart and wicking and not breaking structure below the current trend that it's in, then I'm going to expect it to continue until otherwise. Remember, you trade what you see, not what you assume in the market, because we can think the market's going to do one thing and they have a totally different idea of where we're thinking it is, and we may lose out just from being that way. So trade only what you see in the market. We can have some Q&A and some Forex lives that'll help us all here see how it created this beautiful level of structure here in this area as it continues up. So for me, it looks strong. I also have this indicator on here to help me sometimes. I don't use it on any other time frame. It just lets me see the highest that it's been on each time frame. So if I'm trying to see how high it could potentially go, just to get a general idea, I'll look on the daily. So the daily, the highest it's been is kind of the area that it's in now with GJ. So I'll just keep an eye on GJ. It's still showing signs of strength to the upside, and it's building that structure to the upside as well, which is a continuation. So when the market opens in the morning, hopefully I can start going live with y'all. I really would like to kind of build those of us that love to trade as a passion and learn at the same time, because we're all in this game. If we all knew it all, then we wouldn't need to come here and kind of try to become a community to trade together to become successful. Looking at AU, which is the last one I am going to go over. I took the drawings off that I had, and I am shooting up to the higher time frame for AU. I love AU. It's a nice, smooth, structured pair. Aussie dollar and the US dollar. And it's a quiet pair. Not too many people mention anything about AU, but I've kind of been watching it and sticking with it since I've been trading, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So let's go on the daily time frame. I mean, you don't really need to move the EMAs, but like I said, this is how I trade. So, I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it just doesn't. But I would like for y'all to leave a comment down below on, what works for y'all and what helps you decide what your bias is, what time frames you use, what indicators that you possibly use, and how you view the market. Do you zoom out when in doubt? Those are just some key things, to poke your brain. But on the 4-hour chart, we're looking at an uptrend. It broke the 200 EMA, so it is trending above it as of since June. So it's been on the uptrend for a little while on the 4-hour. Daily, it was showing down, but then it's coming up to that area of the 200 EMA. So that is an interest point. Will it bounce off of that and continue down? But on the 4-hour, I tend to kind of go with that. I'm going to draw my levels of resistance here on the 4-hour as well. It's coming up to that area as well. So just pay attention to these things, y'all, because they're going to be key in, how you take your trades, or if you should get in a trade or not. They're very strong indicators with that kind of stuff. So this was also an area that it broke above, and then when it was trending up, it broke above that level of structure. So I'll just look at these two areas, but it is on an uptrend. On the lower time frame, it touched that point of interest of resistance, bounced back down, started consolidating, and it looks like it's going to try and either approach that area again to react, break through it. Tomorrow with the morning volume, you would want to watch and see exactly what that's going to do. So make sure y'all tune in, stay tuned. I'm all in. I'm usually, like I said, a supply and demand, support and resistance, price action type trader. I don't use a whole lot of indicators, but I actually love the idea of trading and, having like-minded people join me while I do that. So if you're interested, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and it's a pleasure to meet you. If y'all have any questions, comments, or have any great ideas for the channel, make sure you drop them down below. Thank y'all so much. Until next time.